Welcome to today's video. My name is Agent Sonic and I'm going to be doing the Flash. Now I will say this, I had two options to do. I had this one right here and this one right here, and for whatever reason it was half and half, 50-50 for the people I have asked. So I'm going to be doing both of them, not in one video because it's going to be way too long. The inspiration for this is going to be for one of my best friends and his kids, so Romeo, Ion, and Axel. This is for y'all, so enjoy! Alright, so in the beginning of the video, I decided to just go with a full-on sketch. Well, obviously I start with the video with sketch because I can't do a color without sketch. When I started the drawing, I wanted to start with the face first because I was like, if I get the face down, the rest of it should be easy because he's wearing a mask, he's wearing a full bodysuit. That should be simple to go. So I was like, alright, cool. I started drawing and everything like that. I got the face down, and then about this part here, I realized his head reminded me of Mario the Martian, or Marvin the Martian, my bad. And I decided to just try to make proportions work at this point. So I drew his neck way too big, I drew his head too big, and I realized here that I just need to get stuff down. So I started putting the eye in place and everything. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But then I looked and I was like, whoa, his eye is way too small, the helmet's too big, the neck's way too big. So then I asked Jimmy, and he looked at it, he was like, yeah, the neck's a little bit too big. So then I went back in, completely redid everything, and probably why the sketch part took like 2.5 hours, I kid you not. There were so many back and forth, and I wanted to make sure that the actual sketch was good to go. Or rather, as good as I hope it could be. The eye, I had to redo so many times because I wasn't satisfied with it. I just kept looking at it, and it just wasn't proportionally proportioned. So I redid it again after redoing it again into the scowl because I wanted to get all of it done. I just wanted it to be good, and yet again it just didn't work out. So I did it again. I was trying to get the shading, or the shading parts, the blocks of it, I want to get that down. And sure enough, eventually I got it. So I was like, alright, cool. And then I wanted to make the second part where his other eye would be if it wasn't profile drawing, where it would be at. So I wanted to give it proportion size as well. This is the part where I almost restarted the whole thing because I realized that I cut off his hat, or his helmet, his head, sorry. And I was like, I can do it. But then I realized how much work I already put into this. And I was like, I'm gonna just make it work. I did the lightning bolt, and I will get to that much later, but I was like, yeah, this is cool, this is good. You know, I got it completely sketched out and it looked good. At this point in time, this is like day 2, I'm in a completely different shirt and everything, and I went in on it. I think I just wanted to take my time with it, which is why this video itself is so long, because I just wanted to make sure I did everything right. I wanted to make sure that everything is as good as I can make it at this point in time, which is why I was so picky with everything. Like, look at this, how many times I redo that, and how many times I redo that. Like, I don't know, I think I did the eye, redid the eye more than anything else. Ooh, at this point I started coloring, and this is where the fun part came in because I did not know which color to use for the flesh tone, because usually I'm working on Strathmore tan and I'm working on a white paper this time for the first time in forever. But anyways, I was like, I could do this, you know, I could do these colors right here. And then when I started doing it, I was like, oh boy, that is not coming out to be his flesh tone. I threw in like a pink, a maroon, a really deep red, and then for some ludicrous reason I was like, oh, you know what will make all of this even better, to add some darkness to this? For whatever reason, I decided to use black, and I was like, well, I think I added way too much black to this because there is no way I can recover this. And because his skin complexion is so pale, in comparison I did such a dark color right on top of it, I realized very quickly I have to fix all of this now. And would you look at that? I don't know how I did it, but yeah, I somehow finessed. Anyways, I somehow ended up fixing it. Like, I just kept adding color after color after color, and I am not good at lips, so I grabbed my white gel pen and I wanted to add whatever I could to fix the eye and any other color that needed to be whiter. Obviously, like the pupil, the eye, the sclera, the sweat glistening off of like some of his skin. And then I moved on to the mask, which I thought would be easy for some reason, because I was like, oh, you know, there's no flesh tones involved. And I was wrong. The way that the light is projecting on it is completely different. I was like, well, I really got to figure this out. So why not do the most complex part of the entire mask and do where it contorts to the face? So I kind of did it. Like, look at that. Doesn't look too bad, right? Alright, so I'm back. Did you miss me? Not really? Okay, well, anyways, I'm here. So, when I finally got to the helmet part of the drawing, I was like, let me just layer down all the base colors and everything that I need to do. So I laid down the yellow, the cream, the tan, and then I just started going in. And then I realized I had laid down just a little bit too much yellow because it turned most of it orange. When looking at the reference picture, a lot of it was dark red. Now, some of it did have orange in it, so I had to go back in and figure that out. And I did, so I decided to just do very, very light orange instead of going with too much yellow, and then just go back over with the red. And it kind of came out because I had to use a little bit of the natural lighting that was in the picture. And then I was smart, and I didn't put black down first this time. I put down a very dark red, Tuscan Red if I'm not mistaken, and a little bit of brown. And then I did the black, that way I can deepen that shade of red that was already there. And then I kind of, you know, follow suit. Light, then dark, and then darker, and then darker, and then I wanted to make sure all of it went in. The lightning bolt, that one alone, I think that entire part took over an hour, because I wanted to make sure that the shadow and the shading were on point, and I wanted to make sure that the shading for the shadow on the helmet was correct as well. So I thought I did pretty good. But I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the video for a little bit longer without my voice. So here's some instrumentals, and yeah.